A Journey of Acceptance. As an English professor at Willowbrook University, my days were often filled with lectures, research, and the passionate exploration of literature. I prided myself on my insightful analysis and my dedication to fostering a welcoming and inclusive academic environment. This year brought a new wave of students to our department, each one bringing up their own unique perspectives and experiences. As I sat in my office preparing for the semester ahead, there was a knock on my door. I looked up to see a young student standing there, their eyes filled with a mix of nervousness and excitement. "Hi, Professor Evan," they said, their voice trembling slightly. "I just wanted to say how grateful I am to be here. I've heard so much about the inclusive environment in this department, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be a part of it." A smile spread across my face as I motioned for them to take a seat. "I'm glad to hear that," I replied warmly. "What's your name?" "I'm Alex," they said, settling onto a chair. "I'm a transfer student. I've always been passionate about literature and its power to create change. I've struggled to find a space where my identity as a non-binary person is fully embraced, but I've heard that this department is different." I nodded, understanding the significance of the words. "Alex, you're in the right place. We believe in the power of diverse voices and perspectives. Literature has the capability to challenge social norms and amplify underrepresented narratives. We strive to create an inclusive environment where everyone's voice is heard and valued." Alex leaned forward, their eyes shining with anticipation. "I've been writing my own stories, exploring themes of identity and self-discovery. I hope to contribute to the ongoing conversation about inclusivity through my writing." "That's wonderful, Alex," I said, genuinely impressed. "Your voice is important, and your stories have potential to inspire and empower others. Let's work together to nurture your talent and create a space where your creativity can flourish." Alex became one of my favorite students, and I loved teaching and discussing literature through him. Little did I know that my life was about to take an unexpected turn when he told me about Professor Emile Hartman, the newest member to join our department. "You've got to listen to one of his lectures," Alex urged me. "I just started taking one of his classes. It's great." So I did as Alex suggested. The following night I sat in on one of his spoken word recordings at the rec center. Suffice to say that his poetry was brilliant, beautiful, and moving. But there was something else about him that I couldn't quite put my tongue on the feeling. The emotion. Nonetheless, I was looking forward to the day I would meet him. It was a sunny morning when Emile walked into my office, his vibrant energy filling the room. And his genuine enthusiasm for teaching and literature was evident from the start. As we exchanged pleasantries, I couldn't help but feel a sense of connection, as if our paths were meant to cross. He was very pleased to hear that I attended his reading. Over the following weeks, we found ourselves collaborating on research projects and engaging in animated discussions about our favorite books and authors. Emile's passion ignited a fire within me, reminding me why I fell in love with literature in the first place. Our friendship blossomed, and I found solace in his company. One evening, after a particularly stimulating conversation about LGBTQ representation in literature, Emile leaned in closer, his eyes filled with a mix of excitement and vulnerability. "Evan, I need to tell you something," he began, his voice soft but resolute. "Not sure how to say this, but I'm gay, and I hope that doesn't change anything between us." His confession took me by surprise, but instead of feeling distant or uncomfortable, I felt my heart fill with admiration and respect. I reached out and gently placed my hand on his. "Emile, you have my full support. Your honesty only strengthens our bond," I assured him. From that moment on, our connection deepened. We spent more time together, not only discussing literature, but also sharing our personal journeys of self-discovery. Emile's courage and authenticity inspired me to confront my own fears and insecurities. As we both navigated the complexities of love, identity, and acceptance, it was purely platonic, or at least so I thought. Our growing bond did not go unnoticed by everyone. Professor Roxanne Stevens, a conservative member of our department, began to view our friendship with suspicion and jealousy. She couldn't bear to see the university evolve with progressive ideals, and our close relationship threatened his narrow worldview. One day, while attending a faculty meeting, rumors began to circulate. Whispers of our friendship taking a romantic turn reached my ears, causing my heart to sink. I knew Roxanne was behind these malicious stories, attempting to undermine us and tarnish our reputations. I glanced across the room, catching Roxanne's gaze. She wore a smug expression, her eyes filled with ill intention. My blood boiled with a mix of anger and disappointment. How could someone who had claimed to be an educator stoop so low? After the meeting adjourned, Emile and I found ourselves alone in my office, our voices hushed as we discussed the rumors. "Evan, can you believe the audacity? Spreading lies about us like that?" Emile exclaimed, frustration evident in his voice. I took a deep breath, trying to steady my emotions. "I know, Emile. It's disheartening to think that some people would stoop so low just to undermine us. But we can't let their ignorance dampen our spirits. We have each other, and the truth will prevail," I assured him, gripping his hand tightly. Emile nodded, determination gleaming in his eyes. "You're right, Evan. We won't let them win. We'll continue to be true to ourselves and our beliefs. Our love and dedication to our work will shine through." Together, we decided to confront the rumors head-on. We approached Dr. Sarah Patterson, the head of the English department, and a paradigm of wisdom and compassion. With sincerity and vulnerability, we shared our side of the story, emphasizing the importance of inclusivity and acceptance within the academic community. Dr. Patterson listened intently, her gaze unwavering. "Evan, Emile, I've witnessed your dedication and your positive impact you've had on the students and the department. Your love for literature and commitment to creating a safe space for all is undeniable. I will not let baseless rumors tarnish your reputations," she declared firmly. A sense of relief washed over us, knowing that we had an ally in Dr. Patterson. With her support, she called for another faculty meeting, gathering the entire department together to address the issue. The tension in the room was palpable, as everyone awaited Dr. Patterson's words. "Colleagues," Dr. Patterson began, her voice commanding attention. "It has come to my attention that false rumors have been circulating about Professor Thompson and Professor Hartman. Let me make one thing clear. We stand for inclusivity, acceptance, and the pursuit of knowledge. Our department will not tolerate gossip or discrimination. Evan and Emile's professionalism and dedication to our students are exemplary, and we should be proud to have him as part of our community." A wave of applause filled the room, drowning out any lingering doubts or skepticism. It was a powerful moment, a testament to the strength of our unity and support within academia. As the weeks went by, the rumors gradually faded into oblivion, replaced by a renewed sense of camaraderie and respect within the department. We continued to inspire and engage our students, discussing literature, love, and the complexities of the human experience. But then I realized that I did in fact have feelings for Emile, and it was part of me that I denied, or rather lay dormant until now. Through the accusation from Stevens, I learned that I was so upset because of the truth that could be exposed, but that I did not want to be revealed, or that I wasn't ready for it. When I went to confess my feelings to Emile, he just pressed his finger against my lips and whispered, "I know. We were always on the same wavelength." He was patiently waiting for me, and I was here. And from there, our relationship turned into close friends to lovers. That's what's great about falling in love with your best friend. We kept living our lives the same way we always did, that is to say, with a lot of reading and books, as we expected. The community was very perceptive to our relationship. I was so touched by how they went lengths to defend me from false accusations, only to turn around for us in a heartbeat. But there was still one professor who didn't express his support for us, and that was Stevens. One day, as we prepared for the upcoming guest lecture, Emile and I stumbled upon an old journal hidden away in the depths of our department's library. Its warm pages beckoned us, whispering secrets of the past that yearned to be unveiled. Intrigued, we embark on a quest to uncover the truth behind its enigmatic author. As we delved deeper into our investigation, the words within the journal resonated with me on a profound level. They spoke of forbidden love, unrequited passion, and the societal constraints that plagued those who dared to defy convention. I found myself drawn to the intimate stories pinned within those pages, feeling an inexplicable connection to the hidden author. Our journey to unravel the journal's secrets became intertwined with our own love story, mirroring the struggles we faced as same-sex couple in a world that often resisted our existence. It was as if the journal had chosen us to rewrite history, to shed light on the experiences of those who came before us. The whispers of the journal's mysteries echoed through the department, captivating the attention of our colleagues and students. The discovery became a catalyst for discussions igniting debates about the power of love, societal norms, and the importance of acceptance. As the weeks passed, our determination bore no fruit. I was getting so frustrated. I felt that I had to know who wrote this. But another part of me felt that maybe this was what the author had wanted, to keep their identity anonymous for whatever reason. Unfortunately, my curiosity got the best of me. I was walking down the hall and Professor Stevens approached me. "You gotta stop with this nonsense about the mystery writer. Just let it go," she said. "Why does it matter to you?" I retorted. "By the way, I hope that Emile and I don't bother you with our relationship." "Forget it," she said, walking away. As I prepared to leave in a haste, what was written on his chalkboard caught my eye. It was almost verbatim to one of the passages from the journal. I was in shock. Could Stevens be the mystery writer? One afternoon, after a particularly enlightening class, Emile and I found ourselves walking across the campus hand in hand. The warm sun cast a golden glow in the autumn leaves, matching the warmth that radiated between us. It was a moment of tranquility amidst the chaos that had unfolded. "Evan, I can't believe how far we've come," Emile said, his voice filled with gratitude. I squeezed his hand gently, a soft smile gracing my lips. "Indeed, Emile, our journey hasn't been easy, but it's been worth every challenge we faced. Look at the lives we've touched, the change we've inspired." Emile paused, his eyes meeting mine. "And to think it all started with a shared love for literature." We continued to walk, cherishing the peacefulness of the moment, but as we rounded a corner, we noticed a familiar face approaching us. It was Professor Roxanne Stevens, wearing a contemplative expression that seemed out of character. She stopped in front of us, clearing her throat nervously. "Evan, Emile, I need to apologize," she began, her voice laced with newfound humility. "I let my insecurities cloud my judgment. I underestimated the power of acceptance and love. Seeing the impact you both have made on our students and the department has opened my eyes." Emile and I exchanged a surprised glance, the weight of her words sinking in. It was a moment of redemption, proof that change was possible, even in the most unexpected circumstances. "Roxanne, we appreciate your honesty," I responded, my voice filled with sincerity. "It takes courage to admit one's faults. We believe in growth and forgiveness." Roxanne nodded, a genuine appreciation evident in her eyes. "Thank you both. I hope you can find it in your hearts to forgive me and allow me to learn from my mistakes." We stood there for a moment, the three of us sharing a silent understanding that transcended our past conflicts. In that moment, we realized that love, acceptance, and growth were the most powerful tools we possessed. "There's one more thing," she added. Emile and I looked at Stevens intently, our curiosities piqued. The journal belonged to me. Emile and I were shocked. How could a woman that hitherto seemed so bigoted could write about what she did? "Professor Stevens, it makes no sense," said Emile. "How could you have acted the way you did this whole time?" "I was repressed. I denied my true feelings out of shame, abandoned my journal, and in the process took out my frustration on you two. But ironically, it was you two who reminded me that I have nothing to be ashamed of." Tears started to fill my eyes, and looking over at Emile, I could see the same was happening to him. "I hope that you both can forgive me," she whispered in a soft tone. Instinctually, we both moved towards her and started to put our arms around her, as we all stood there, hugging, crying, and accepting one another. "Why don't we all have a nice cup of tea somewhere?" I suggested, and so we did, on a quiet afternoon. We sat across from each other in a cozy cafe, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee swirling around us. The clinking of cups and sauces created comforting backdrop as we delved into a heartfelt dialogue. I shared personal anecdotes recounting my own journey of self-discovery, and the role literature had played in shaping my understanding of acceptance. I spoke of the impact diverse narratives had on our students, their need for representation and validation. Stevens listened intently to both Emile and I, and sat in with a smile as we told her how we began to fall in love. We then engaged in a passionate exchange of ideas, exploring the transformative potential of inclusive literature. We exchanged recommendations, discussing authors whose works challenged societal norms and broadened our perspectives. "Professor, your willingness to engage in this dialogue speaks volumes about your own intellectual curiosity and capacity for growth. It is through open-mindedness that we can truly expand our understanding and create a more inclusive literary world." Word of the professor's transformation began to spread throughout the department, filling the air with a sense of possibility and renewed optimism. Students and faculty members, emboldened by this newfound openness, engaged in even more profound conversations, exploring the depths of literature and its impact on society. A sense of accomplishment enveloped me. Our department had come together, bridging divides and embracing the power of diverse voices. The path ahead might still be challenging, but armed with empathy and a collective determination, we were ready to face it head-on, side by side with the love of my life, Emile. Not too much later, I received tenure. Receiving tenure was a testament to the power of perseverance and the belief in the importance of inclusive education. It was a recognition of our unwavering commitment to fostering a safe and accepting environment for all. And as I looked into Emile's eyes, I knew that our love had been instrumental in making a difference. Months turned into years, and the impact of our department's transformation reverberated far beyond the confines of our campus. The ripples of inclusivity and empathy spread through the academic circles, inspiring other institutions to examine their own approaches to literature and diversity. As our department flourished, we saw an influx of students who sought an environment that nurtured their individuality and celebrated their unique identities. LGBTQ voices became an integral part of the curriculum, with works exploring their experiences gaining recognition and appreciation. Together, Emile, Professor Stevens, and I organized literary events that highlighted the richness and diversity of the LGBTQ literature, inviting renowned authors and speakers to share their insights and stories. These events drew crowds from both within and outside of the academic community, fostering connections and fostering the sense of belonging in the midst of this vibrant atmosphere. I found myself reflecting on my own journey. I had come to this department as a student, filled with uncertainty and trepidation, unsure if my own experiences and perspectives would find a place within this world of literature. Conclusion. Now as a tenured faculty member, I realized that I had become part of something greater than myself. I had witnessed the transformative power of words and the resilience of individuals who refused to be silenced. Through our shared dedication to inclusivity, we had built a haven where diverse voices could thrive and where literature became a catalyst for change. Walking through in the hallways, I saw students eagerly discussing their favorite books, engaging in passionate conversations about the impact of literature on their lives. It was a sight that filled my heart with joy and fulfillment. The department had become a home, not just for academics, but for fostering growth, understanding, and love. In the final moments of the academic year, we gathered for a celebration, a culmination of all that we achieved together. Amidst laughter, hugs, and heartfelt speeches, I stood among my colleagues, a sense of pride and gratitude filling my being. The story of our department was not just one of triumph or adversity. It was a testament to the enduring power of love, acceptance, and the human spirit. Together, we had redefined what it meant to be part of a literary community, reminding the world that every voice, every story deserved to be heard. And so, as the academic year drew to a close, we bid farewell with hearts full of hope, knowing that the seeds we had sown would continue to flourish and inspire for years to come. The end. How has literature influenced your journey of self-discovery and acceptance? Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to become part of our Rainbow Force and stay wholesome.
Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to become a part of our Rainbow Force and stay wholesome.